You don't start your trading journey with a strategy. You start it with hope. A $100 account, a $500 account, maybe $1,000 if you're feeling ambitious. And at that stage, almost every trader believes the same thing. If I had a bigger account, everything would be easier. But what's fascinating is that every account size creates a completely different version of you. Different fears, different mistakes, different psychological battles. And if you've been trading for any length of time, you've probably noticed something strange. The account balance changes, the emotions don't. The numbers get bigger, the mental struggles simply change costumes. Let's walk through your life through every size of trading account, because somewhere in this journey, you'll probably recognize yourself. And when you do, you'll finally understand what has really been holding you back. When your account is tiny, maybe $100 to $500, your biggest enemy isn't the market. It's impatience. You look at your account and immediately start doing math. If I make 2% today, that's only a few dollars. If I make 5%, it's still not enough. And that's where the trouble begins. Because your brain stops focusing on good trades and starts focusing on making money fast. You begin forcing setups, increasing position size, taking trades that don't meet your criteria. Not because you're reckless, because you're desperate to speed up time. Most traders think small accounts fail because they're undercapitalized. In reality, many small accounts fail because traders try to trade tomorrow's account size today. They want the rewards of a large account while carrying the risks of a small one. Here's a practical shift. Stop asking, "How much can I make?" Start asking, "Can I execute this trade correctly?" Small accounts are where habits are built, and habits don't care about account size. The habits you build with $100 will follow you to $10,000. Now imagine you've grown your account. Maybe you're trading a few $1,000s. Something interesting happens here. You're no longer trying to prove trading works. Now you're trying to prove you're good at it. This is where ego quietly enters the room. A winning streak appears, confidence grows, then a loss arrives, and suddenly the loss feels personal. You take another trade, then another. Not because the setup is there, because your identity got challenged. You think you're trying to recover money, but reality is different. You're trying to recover certainty. That's why revenge trading feels so powerful. It's not about profit, it's about emotional relief. Your brain wants to erase the discomfort of being wrong. The strange part is that intelligent traders often fall into this trap more than beginners, because intelligent people are used to solving problems, and when the market says no, they treat uncertainty like a puzzle that can be conquered. But markets don't reward certainty. They reward adaptability. The next time you feel the urge to immediately win money back, ask yourself one question. Am I taking this trade because I see an opportunity or because I feel uncomfortable? That single question has saved more accounts than most indicators. Then comes the account size many traders dream about. 5 figures. Maybe $10,000, maybe $20,000, maybe more. This is where a new psychological challenge appears: fear of losing progress. When you were trading a small account, losses felt frustrating. Now, losses feel expensive. You start calculating what the money represents: bills, vacations, possibilities, time. And suddenly, every trade feels heavier. Many traders think larger accounts create confidence. Often they create hesitation. You stop pulling the trigger. You second-guess setups. You wait for perfect conditions. The problem is that perfect conditions don't exist. Professional traders understand something amateurs struggle with. Every trade is uncertain. Every single one. No matter how good the setup looks, no matter how much experience you have. Professionals don't need certainty before acting. They need a statistical edge and controlled risk. If you're hesitating on valid setups, try this exercise. Before entering, remind yourself, my job is not to predict the outcome. My job is to execute the process. That simple shift reduces enormous psychological pressure. But here's where things become really interesting. As accounts become even larger, most people expect emotional problems to disappear. They don't. They evolve. A trader with a 6-figure account often struggles with something completely different: complacency. At this level, technical knowledge is usually not the problem. The trader knows the strategy, knows risk management, knows execution. Yet performance starts slipping. Why? Because success creates a dangerous illusion. The illusion that consistency is permanent. You become relaxed. Rules become suggestions. Preparation becomes optional. You start relying on experience instead of discipline, and little by little, standards decline. Not dramatically, quietly, almost invisibly. The market has a way of exposing that. One careless trade, one ignored rule, one emotional decision, and suddenly, months of progress disappear. Most traders think blowing up an account happens in one catastrophic moment. Usually, it begins much earlier. It begins with small exceptions, one rule bent here, one shortcut there, one emotional decision justified as experience. That's why professional traders obsess over process even after becoming profitable. They understand something many traders never learn. Success doesn't protect you from bad habits. It often hides them. Here's a realization that surprises many people. The psychological challenge at every account size is actually the same. It's just wearing different clothes. With a tiny account, you fear not making enough. With a medium account, you fear being wrong. With a larger account, you fear losing progress. With a very large account, you fear losing what you've built. Different account sizes, same emotional root, fear. And the market has an incredible ability to reveal exactly how you respond to fear. That's why trading is unlike almost any other profession. The market doesn't just measure your strategy, it measures your reactions, your patience, your self-control, your honesty with yourself. A trader can learn a strategy in weeks. Learning yourself takes much longer. And that's the journey nobody talks about. Because the biggest milestone in trading isn't reaching a certain account size. It's reaching a point where your decisions are no longer controlled by your emotions, where a loss doesn't change your behavior, where a win doesn't inflate your confidence, where your process remains the same regardless of what happened yesterday. That is when real consistency begins, not when the account grows, when the trader grows. Because your life through every size of trading account isn't really a story about money. It's a story about self-awareness. And the traders who eventually succeed are rarely the ones who conquer the market. They're the ones who gradually learn to stop fighting themselves.